The Mitre Cup, brought to you by Mitre 10.
It has been an absolute glamour day in Paradise today. Taranaki, New Plymouth is the city, and Taranaki will host Auckland in what shapes as a do-or-die affair for the big city boys tonight. Taranaki currently second on the table in the Premiership, Auckland in fifth, and needing the points tonight to give themselves a chance of a playoff this season. Plenty of fans in as well, all shapes, sizes, colours and creeds, and they'll enjoy this one. Over the last couple of years, this has been a very special rivalry, and it's dished up some fantastic clashes. Here is the Auckland side tonight. Sam Prattley, Kurt Eklund and Marcel Renata in the front row, with Scotty Scrampton and Michael Fatialoa for the engine room tonight. Stephen Luatua and Josh Kafer on the side of the scrum, with Akira Ioane at number 8 this evening. Leon Fukafuka gets a start tonight. Simon Hickey at 10. Vince Asu and Rico Ioane in the midfield, with Priya Collier, Lalangi Visania and Milani Nanai rounding out the starting 15. Richard Turner alongside me tonight. Good evening, Pod.
Yeah, evening, Sumo. Evening, all. Looking forward to this one. Plenty to play for this Auckland side. There's no doubt about that. Scrapping for a place in the Premiership semi-finals, and Taranaki off the back of a very impressive effort against Wellington will be full of confidence in front of their home fans, and it's a good turnout from the Naki faithful again tonight, and it's a very good starting lineup for Taranaki. Just a couple of tweaks to the lineup against Wellington, and that's Mitchell Brown in the 6 jersey. He comes off the bench, and Boding Walker is welcome back in the 11 jersey. That's a very good Taranaki forward pack, Scotty, and they will be looking to really put the acid on Auckland in that aspect of the game.
Oh, they most certainly will. That loose forward trio this season's made 158 tackles and they've missed just 8. There is the Premiership standings. Canterbury guaranteed, Hawke's Bay guaranteed the drop. Everyone else still in the hunt. Taranaki with a win tonight. They don't need a bonus point, just a win tonight will lock up a playoff match next week. Ian Jones joined our sideline. Good evening to you, Carmo.
Yeah, thanks so much, Scotty. Boy, I tell you what, North Harbour did Taranaki a huge favour last night, and talking to the Taranaki coaching staff before, all Harbour fans, Taranaki won the toss, have elected to play right to left, as we'll be looking at it, playing into a slight breeze, but everything else perfect. Conditions are perfect, as Jim Hickey would say. Scotty, no rain in the forecast.
What has the bull just done? Has the bull just spread giant jaffers on the... That's an occupational safety and health issue right there. Giant jaffers have gone rolling out in front of the Auckland team. Devious behaviour from the bovine mascot.
Welcome to Taranaki. Look at this.
That's a shambles, that. Simon Hickey on your screen. So much riding on Simon Hickey tonight. He is a player we know can guide a team around the park, but he will have to do this. This Taranaki side is well coached, they're well organised, they play a good structure. Simon Hickey, 131 points for the season, but it's not his points that matter to me tonight, it's his ability, Richard, to get this team round the park.
No doubt about it, Scotty. When Simon Hickey goes well, so does this Auckland side, but he'll be wanting a better performance from his Auckland forward pack this evening, Scotty. There's no doubt about that.
The Taranaki team, they don't often lead too many of the stats in this competition, but as a unit they perform so admirably well together. Marty McKenzie, a very big night for Marty. It is his 50th competition appearance in NPC rugby. 50th career match, remember time with Southern as well. Now with Taranaki, Marty McKenzie, like Simon Hickey, Richard, has a job to do this evening. We know he can be elusive, we know he likes to run, and we certainly know he likes to offload. Again though, his kicking game tonight key.
Yeah, indeed. Looking for a big performance from his forward pack, so he needs to look after them. But looking forward to McKenzie taking the ball to the line and getting his offload game going.
Harry Savage is the ball boy tonight, 5 years old, from Tawhiti School in Hawera. And he hands the ball to Simon Hickey. His favourite player, Jackson Orman. Gappy McDermott, the referee tonight, along with Cameron Stone and Richard Kelly on the sideline. Max O'Leary in the TMO booth. Shane McDermott always looks like he's enjoying his footy. I like that about him. Akira Ioane, so much we have enjoyed watching him again this season. He and his brother Rico Ioane And Milani Nanai, we know how dangerous he can be from the back. He's up against the campaigner on the other side too, Stephen Ferrofeta, becoming the first player to score a hat-trick in Heartland rugby and a hat-trick in NPC rugby a year later. Wanganui in the Heartland, Taranaki this year. Kick-off is made, Thursday night footy underway, and immediately Mitch Brown is put down. Marshall drops it off on the inside for Mitch Graham. Missed a minutes this season, Mitch Graham. So often has been asked to go to the distance. 9 appearances, 9 starts for Mitch. And Marty McKenzie, what was that? Josh Kafer cleans up an absolute misfire from Marty. Big opportunity now. Scrafton, 6 out Auckland. Fuka down to Luatua. He was high in the carry. And Mitchell Graham puts him down. A lot of Mitches in this team. Sam Pratley carries, and that one has been lost forward in the contact, so Auckland, a chance goes begging.
Well, you asked the question, Scotty, what was Marty McKenzie doing?
First one, gentlemen.
Some good early pressure from Auckland, right from the kickoff. Good kick chase. And Collier put the heat on, and then McKenzie, I guess his first instinct, Camo, was to move the ball and then realised that wasn't an option and then tried to put it to the toe, and it was all very late.
No power off the left boot right there, Pod. What he was doing.
Well, Auckland, Scotty, when they perform well, their forward pack goes well.
Oh, Mike Morrissey's got the call working. God, there's a Morrissey in this world who's not miserable. Big Mike's here all the time. Do you remember that night where it must have, there was a hurricane here?
The rain was coming in horizontally, and he was standing there and soaking wet, and calling it out.
His words were, "Do you call this a storm?"
Storm? You call this a storm?
I love that guy.
#1 fan.
Coach!
I'm pretty sure a wooden advertising hoarding actually got ripped out of its mount and flew across the field at head height. There's a free kick.
Leaning over
as Taranaki lean over. Reece Marshall, Mitch Graham.
Himself, can't keep his balance.
Have a couple of things to say about that penalty on Ryan Cocker.
And they'll immediately repack the scrum, Auckland.
You need to keep the legs up under you and not
on this occasion, they have possession of the ball now. I was starting to say before,
if you need a closer space, if you need
Scotty, when
it's up to you.
this Auckland forward pack goes well, they go well. They were very good when they put Otago to the sword. Conversely, their last outing against Tasman, they were poor, and Tasman put them to the sword. So, big focus here for Auckland on their set-piece performance.
Get it in.
Fuka now comes out of the back. Simon Hickey took it to the line. Aso. And he's ripped it in. Coming in to make the tackle was Barnett Waka. Picked up by Kaifa. Solid hit on him from Seta Tamani Valu. Faktialofa carries and carries well. Now Sam Pratley. It opened up for Sam, and Cogger shut it down finally. Hickey away to Aso again. A big tackle from McKenzie. Not enough. Milani Nanai stretches out. They will have a look, but that's a try in mind.
Whether it's forward out of the hands or not.
Well, looking Richard Kelly, the AR on the far side, so they'll looking
so
for.
we've got a pass from blue 12 to 13 that we want to see is whether it's gone forward out of the hands or not in terms of the pass. Happy with the grounding, but I just want to check on the pass whether it's forward out of the hands or not, please.
So, no issues with the grounding.
Thank you.
The issue that we've got here is whether or not the transfer from Aso to Nanai was forward into the contact. Vince Aso, and it's flat. Camo, but is it forward?
Well, I don't believe it is right there, Pod. That's pretty flat there. Better angle. The first one, of course. But the build-up to this, I love the way Simon Hickey tackled the line. The step on the outside, which is good. We've got a good vision on the 5-metre line there, Pod, and that's not forward.
Well, what they will look at, Max O'Leary will be looking at the hands. That second angle we saw, because he had to use the wrong hand to try and release that ball.
Yeah, this one here, then it rolls out forward.
Got 7 goals
So
going,
that'll be the issue.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. It's not clear and obvious that it's gone forward. Okay, we'll try then. It's just, who's the captain now? Mitchell's gone off. So, Marty. So it's not clear and obvious from the vision that the ball's clearly gone forward out of the hands or not, based on the pictures, so the tries are awarded.
Try stands. Milani Nanai gets the first score of the match. Auckland from scrum pressure. They went right, they came back left, and Milani Nanai did well to finish that try. And they've lost their skipper as well, Taranaki, in the intervening moments.
Well, they did. There was Prattley that made the big inroads, and then they shifted the ball, rewarded for their early pressure here, Auckland, right from the kick-off. And Nanai's got them on the scoreboard, and the Taranaki crowd a little bit quiet.
Came from pressure right from the kick-off, really. Taranaki have been unable to escape their own 22. Here's Simon Hickey from 5 in. And that one's away, and an ironic clap rings around Yarrow Stadium.
Shifting the ball and also essentially drawing the 2 defenders, that creates the opportunity for Nanai on the outside. He had plenty of work to do though, Milani Nanai, and he did it well.
Big game for Milani Nanai. In and out of the side through injury this season. Great grab that is from the try scorer. He'll be awarded the penalty. Set at Tamani Vale on a clumsy challenge.
It's just careless, so I don't want to see it again. Careless in the air.
And Scotty, well, we got a moment. Mitchell Croswell, the skipper. Taranaki's off. It's a concussion test. And you'll see jersey 19, Lachlan Bolshare, slightly in front of the kicker, actually, from the restart. Is the man that's replacing him for the next 10 minutes.
Sean Wainui, Te Tuaroa Tahuriorangi, all waiting their turns. Sione Lea.
I'll say that one, yeah.
Ruben O'Neill as well. No lock cover on the bench for Colin Cooper. As that pass from Kaifa goes loose, and Hickey was there, but Johnny Fa'uli got the scraps. Fa'uli now puts it on the toe. And he wormburns this one inside the 22. Good hustle from Taranaki.
Yeah, untidy from Auckland. The set piece was good. The line out operates at 85% efficiency. Bang on early for Auckland, but Kaifa just couldn't find the intended recipient from the pass, and now Auckland on defence.
2 metres, please.
Kurt Eklund with the throw. Fatialofa and Scrafton have been the main targets. Fatialofa comes down with grab 22 at line-out time. Akira Ioane with another carry. This time can't beat the first line of defence. And Simon Hickey will clear. And clear for touch. Won't go out. Pass Bodine Waka. So he turns and fires it in field to Stephen Perofeta. Held up in the tackle by Sam Prattley. Had plenty of help too from Kurt Eklund, who was right there.
Maul first.
And the maul is formed and the ball is stuck, and Auckland come up with a turnover play.
Well, it's certainly Auckland that have come out of the blocks, the starting blocks quickest of these two sides. Showing good energy, good early energy, good determination.
So again, I think you guys are overextending.
And Scotty just confirming Mitch Croswell, the skipper for Taranaki, went off for that concussion test. He's failed that.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. So
Lachlan Bolshare will stay up there for the remainder of the game.
Okay.
Which means Marty McKenzie, you highlighted him before the game. First receiver, number 10, is the new skip for the Naki.
Let's go.
Big blow early.
Come on, boys. Speed it up, huh?
For Taranaki, and Mitchell Croswell, there's the stand-in skipper. No, bit of added responsibility for Marty McKenzie, and there they are.
Bones!
Bodie Barrett.
Sit!
What a rugby championship he put together with that All Black side. Culminating in big victory in South Africa. Back in his province tonight, supporting his team. Chase is coming from Alangi Visania. Clumsy from Perofeta at the back and picked up. Milani Nanai taken high. as Mitch Brown came back to defend.
Off the knee, forward and then into touch.
And
no hands involved.
Knock on, no hands involved is the call from McDermott.
Off the knee.
Nothing coming of the high tackle, but again, good urgency from Auckland.
Fatelo for the target. Kaifa. Sets now. 10 short of the 22. Leon Fukafuka rushing up was Reece Marshall. Made plenty of tackles this season. In fact, the most in this Taranaki team. Eklund. He's taken down. And this time the penalty will go against Auckland. Stephen Luatua just losing his shape over the ball.
Yeah, not much in it, but seeing frustration around it. Luatua is letting Taranaki off the hook on this occasion. Mackenzie will find some easy meters here. Eklund, the carry, and there he is, Stephen Luatua, just not able to maintain his balance. There wasn't much in it, to be fair.
Kylan O'Donnell now under a bit of pressure. Sets in. Leighton Price has a dig at the Auckland line. Dominant tackle made on him by Luatua again. Heavily involved early in this game. Now Kua Halafihi frees the ball for Bardine Waka. And a small knock on. We'll have a scrum Auckland ball.
Scrum, lost forward.
I think Reece Marshall just clocked Marty McKenzie there. He's got the wrong guy.
Go first. Heaps better boys last time, so not too much lean, better engagement.
Yeah, looking for the offload, Halafihi.
This one, chill.
Nothing coming to that, and this is just post that. He gets the ball in the back of the head.
Reece Marshall signing for Munster. So this will be his final season in provincial colours for Taranaki. He's had a good year too, Reece Marshall. He's carried strongly, leads the team in carries this season, leads the team in tackles. Can't ask for much more than that. His darts have been accurate as well. Rieko Ioane slips through the outside channel, through Foley. And Marty McKenzie just got some shorts. Find a Rieko Ioane on a 50-metre gain inside Taranaki's half. Short ball to Fadi Alofa. Came on a strange angle, ran a parabola. Vince Ussel got his pass wide. Nanai slipping through the first. Nanai floating, that's a ripper. Rieko Ioane gets try number 9. Go back 80 metres.
That's right. Quite literally too, leaving Taranaki players sprawl in their wake here, Auckland. This is Auckland at their very, very best. And two of their very best involved too. And it did start from a long way back from the set piece, and Ioane just got on the outside shoulder of Tamani Valu, beat two defenders. McKenzie manages to hold on. And then there's the angle from Fatiolofa. And again, not held in the tackle, so they get up. They recycle quickly here, and Taranaki always on the back foot. Nanai, he's had a very good start to this game. Ioane stayed in support and finished it off. Started it, finished it.
Well, Pod, I don't care what team you're supporting tonight. You've got to appreciate the skill of any great athlete, and that is what Rieko Ioane showed there. The acceleration, the power, the work rate to bounce and get back in support. Pretty special try from Auckland. Special set of hands too for the big lock forward, Michael Fatialofa. Sideline conversion, no wind to speak of. On its way.
Beautiful kick from Simon Hickey. His brother watches on in the dugout. Some try. Rieko Ioane involved at the start of the movement, in the middle of the movement, and at the end.
Well, it's a good matchup, exciting matchup. This is Nanai, who's had a barnstorming start to this game. And then Ioane, Rieko Ioane versus Seta Tamani Valu. That's worth the admission price alone. First dibs to Rico Ioane.
Tua Halafihi this time comes up with the scrappy restart. Kylam O'Donnell finds Brown, and Brown will set play. 5 out from the 22. Taranaki have had very limited time inside Auckland's red zone. Johnny Foley came back on the angle. Ball was ripped away. And that one has been lost by Marcel Renata, who went for the turnover play. Advantage now for Taranaki. Kylam O'Donnell on a short ball. Johnny Foley off the deck will come back for that scrum.
Hang on, sorry. What was that, mate?
Well, Scotty, pretty special moment coming up as we've just seen a replay here. The turnover and the knock-on. Tahirerangi family and their boy from Rotorua Boys High out to play his 20th game for Taranaki. And here, in this union, that is a Blazer game. Jersey 21, pretty special and early changes for Taranaki.
Let's go, boys, please.
Well, they call him Triple T in the Hurricanes. Te Toiroa Tahuriorangi.
A couple of big personnel blows to Taranaki early in this one. Kylam O'Donnell has been in some very good form. 6 consecutive appearances for Taranaki, so getting the nod against Tahuriorangi in that 9 jersey, but gone for the rest of it.
Big chance now as Halafihi peels off some easy meters.
3-6.
And Stephen Luatua gets himself in the scramble. Did very well to hold up that play. Sina Tamani Balu now. Lalangi Visania got 3/4 of him. And Rico Ioane's got the rest. He's got to get down to dig. The maul was called. The only chance here, Taranaki, is to get this over the line. And they have it.
More first.
Well, not far away.
More first, then knees on the ground.
It took them a while to get urgent about this. Taranaki, Tamani Valu.
Keep it to yourself, though. I don't think he's yelling at me, eh?
Here he is on the outside. Visania. And he stayed strong. Visania. And Nanai got involved, and then Ioane got involved. And then Taranaki then realised that if they could get him into the in goal, they'd still have possession. The ball didn't happen.
Quite interested to hear when Shane McDermott called maul on that play. It's clear that Tamani Valu's knees were on the ground, which is usually a call to release the tackled player.
Stay.
5-metre scrum, Auckland now, running it out.
Out now, goals!
Russell sets, and a penalty too. This is relief for Auckland.
Goal 19.
Washia, more placement player. He's working with too much intent on the Auckland side of the breakdown, so they'll get the ball back here, Auckland, or the opportunity from the line out.
Well, their set phase has been solid tonight, hasn't it, Todd? Auckland, they're going into this line out with a lot of confidence, with some good targets. Scotty Scrafton, Michael Farialofa has been a bit of a go-to. He walks in late, maybe the target.
Farialofa, his 3rd line-out win of the night. And they drive him up just short of the 10-metre line. Fuka will kick. And Visania does the chasing, but in Waka takes it well. Visania gets him. Tahuriorangi. McKenzie. And McKenzie's kick straight down the middle of the park. And straight to Malani Nanai, touched in flight.
Backwards!
That one has gone backwards, says Shane McDermott. Now it's Declan O'Donnell. Got a fin working on Marcel Renner. Declan O'Donnell with the offload. Marty McKenzie will sail over the line. How about the work of Declan O'Donnell? But let's go back to the starting point. Big call.
Yeah, certainly question marks.
Don't agree.
And that's the question that Auckland players are asking, and Shane McDermott's given them the do not agree. Here's the kick from Nanai, touched, and then have a look here. There, off the right hand. And McDermott, there you go. He's said it again, so they're blowing up here, Auckland, but it's spectacular from Taranaki all the same.
I'll take nothing away from Declan O'Donnell after the fact. Still got to make your tackles. He ran through Auckland like he was covered in bees.
It was a bit of a nothing kick, though, let's be fair, from Milani Nainai. It hasn't been their attitude so far, Auckland. They have tried to keep it ball in hand, go width and attack. That attitude's led to a couple of tries so far, so I think the word coming from the Auckland bench maybe to keep ball in hand. Regardless of that, you take opportunities. Marty McKenzie, the skip. Now Scotty to add some extras.
Both of these first fives, very similar goal-kicking percentages this season, very similar points tallies as well. Marty McKenzie lines up no good. Waisaki Naholo joining Bowden Barrett on the sidelines tonight, supporting Taranaki.
Well, there he is, the big step, initial step to beat Luatua, and then another one. And then some gas at the end and a very good offload. And just running on Luatua's shoulder, so he can't get any closer. And that is a very good reply from Taranaki.
So Renata got a big stiff arm right in the chest. Tahuri Urangi, little pop ball from him. And another one to Johnny Fauli. And the penalty for Taranaki as well.
Same as down the out roll. Hey, walk away, please. Away, please.
Bit of chewed going on out there tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of chewed.
Yeah. Expect nothing less. Taranaki, Auckland. Akira Ioane's tackle technique that gets them into trouble here. Look, just wraps the player and then falls on top of him, and he can't do anything here. He can't get out because Fauli is lying all over him, and McDermott forced to penalise him.
McKenzie across to Tamani Valu, brings in Declan O'Donnell. And Rieko Ioane takes care of that.
13, play the ball.
And now another penalty advantage. This time it's Rieko Ioane in trouble. Tahuri Orangi, Leighton Price. Still one of the great offloads of the season, Leighton Price against Counties Manukau earlier in the year. And the penalty comes again, so Taranaki have gone 30 metres on the back of a penalty so far, and now we'll get another chance through McKenzie. Too easy.
And they've been traditionally going from these line-outs and attacking situation, actually putting their 7, which is now 19, Bolshia into the scrum half position for a line-out drive. They do that because Paul Tito's their line-out coach. He likes to drive everything.
Wait. It's one time.
Reece Marshall, as he wants to do, has the ball in possession. Taranaki are falling over themselves here, but still the drive continues. Auckland need to get back. Still with Taranaki. And still they drive on. Old school stuff from the Amber and Blacks. Bashir is there. And he stays back as Halafihi has another dig. Tuturua Tahuri Orangi, happy to watch at the moment. Auckland's fringe defence holding up. Now Tahuri Orangi, beautiful pick up from Marty McKenzie. He got an offload away, came back off Akira Ioane, then fought off Akira Ioane. It's a circus act. Stephen Perifetta.
No, once again, the finish spectacular. But they'll need to have a look because there was all sorts going on in the lead up to that.
TMO, Max.
So,
Yeah, mate, so
Max
what I'm
O'Leary
looking
back
for
into
is
action.
the ball has gone from 10 gold and in the middle of the post here and moved around, looking for a potential knock-on from gold before gold is regathered, and then come to the corner. If there is a knock-on, I'll be going back for a penalty, but I'm looking for a knock-on and the ball in and around the front of the post here, please.
So, it's all good news for Taranaki. The best news is they get awarded a try. If they find a knock-on and they're looking for the transfer from McKenzie. McKenzie here takes it to the line in the contact, and it gets a little bit loose here in the offload. So looking to see if that ball's gone forward, and I think it might have.
I think that's come off for Kira Ioane. I do not think that's come forward at all off a Taranaki player.
So it's gone forward there.
But has that been ripped out by an Auckland arm? Because we've seen that decision made this season as well.
I'll put a wine gum on it.
I've eaten them all.
You have to, actually. I'll have to put something else on it. But yeah, it looks to me, Leary here.
It's got to be the same deal, doesn't it? He said it wasn't clear and obvious on the first try to Malani Nanai. That's not clear and obvious either.
He's got Auckland for a penalty, so I can only assume that's an offside penalty. He wasn't playing advantage.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the worst case scenario for Taranaki, isn't it? Kamo, they'll come back and have a penalty pretty much straight out in front. And certainly.
You there, Max? Yeah. Forwards out of 10 cents. Okay, we'll go back to the Come in. Simon, please. Marty.
You owe me a wine gum by the looks of it.
I owe you a wine gum.
So,
we'll drop the gum.
4 out of 10, but we've got a penalty over here for 3 offside. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Time's off.
So Marcel Renata is penalised by Shane McDermott, and Max O'Leary has adjudged the ball to have gone forward out of Marty McKenzie's hands. So the Stephen Perofeta try is a no try. Mike Morrissey unimpressed. Yes!
Oh, it's a shame too, because that was a lovely finish from Stephen Perofeta.
Well, this line-out's a little bit easier to predict. We did the line-out drive last time. Same again, Pod.
Well, second best line-out on the comp, Kamo, so it's their go-to set piece in this situation.
Yep, this one's straight. This one's sort of angling a little bit towards the tram lines.
Big throw from Reece Marshall, taken at the back, and they will set the drive. Auckland's defence holding for now. Now it's about the angle. Can Taranaki get the spin working? Toa Halafihi has a run to the line. Can he get that down? Good defence from Lulangi Visania.
Yeah, that's some great defence. Auckland in general and Lulangi Visania specifically here has done a fantastic job for Auckland. Gets the pat on the back, rightly so. And completed the job by ensuring that it went down in the field of play, so they will have possession of the ball here, Auckland. So
you need to speed up.
They got it going eventually. Halafihi's in the boot there. And look at that, good work. Very good work from Lulangi Visania.
Pod, very good defensive line-out read there from Auckland. They know Taranaki sort of want to come straight, even angling a little bit, as we mentioned, toward the tram lines, the sideline. They push them outwards, which Taranaki weren't expecting. They regathered, but of course when they regather, they just didn't have the numbers, and behind the ball, didn't have enough power going over the line, and conceded.
Big game tomorrow night, Friday Night Football. Join us from 7 p.m. Manawatu taking on Otago. Aaron Cruden's return for the Turbos tomorrow night. He'll start on the bench. And then an all-important clash, this one for Counties Monaco. Simply must win for them. Hawke's Bay are for the drop this year. That much we cannot deny, but Bay of Plenty still in the hunt for a championship semi-final. The Battle of the Bays, and Wellington will take on Waikato. Waikato in a similar position. They can, mathematically, still make the semi-finals this year. Leon Fukafuka clears away. And Lulangi Visania, with absolutely no angle, has bananaed that into touch. Outside the 22, here's Johnny Foley, the midfield missile. Tahuriorangi.
Hold here, what?
Again, Tahuriorangi finds Halafihi, breaks another tackle. Toa Halafihi having a great season. Mitch Graham taken down at Kira Ioane. Does well to walk over the top. Fauli again, inside ball this time. Cocker sets again for Tahuriorangi. And again it's Mitch Graham on the carry. Kira Ioane this time is penalised once more. Back for Tahuriorangi. They stay short side into the hands of Brown. Auckland's defence holding now. They set 6 out. Pick and drive play. Tahuriorangi held the pass up. Marty McKenzie, an attempted intercept from Lalangi Visania, and they'll come back for that penalty.
Coming through the
Their
breakdown.
5th penalty. Now that Auckland conceded at least 4 of those in the last 4 penalties in a row. McKenzie, the niggle continues.
Finished over there.
Picking that. Might be time for
Shot.
some reward for their efforts here, and yeah, that's
Shot.
exactly the
5.
mindset of
10 metres, boys.
the skipper, Marty McKenzie. Yeah, Ioane. So here's the explanation here. So he was a tackle player, got to his feet, but to participate in the breakdown, Scotty, he's got to be bound to another player.
Through and throwing the ball down up to here.
There's a bit of ball throwing going on out there, isn't
just
there?
niggle everywhere.
Up
Marty
and over.
McKenzie. 4-point gap. Players love winding Akira Ioane up, and I'm not entirely sure why. The man has run through basically the entire competition this season. Why give him any other reason to be angry?
It's a very good point, Scotty. Maybe it's jealousy.
Well, he's
Envy.
young, I suppose. I've seen Jimmy Cowan try to wind him up. Now everyone in Taranaki is
To be
winding him
fair,
up.
Jimmy Cowan tries to wind everyone up.
That's true.
It's very clear. It's just another one.
Brown.
Inside
the 22. Touch on the full-on option for Marty McKenzie. Won't exercise that. Drills this one straight down the park. Milani Nanai had Stephen Luatua on his outside. Took on the line. Offloads for Luatua. And a second offload now. An inside ball. This is magical stuff from Auckland. Fuga now sets. Scrafton was there. Ropey ball from Scotty Scrafton. Michael Fadialofa has to bring this under control. Now Akira Ioane. And they mark up well on him. That's come off Marcel Renner's leg, and Johnny Foley hacks it off downfield. Auckland's ability to make metres with ease tonight. And Milani Nanai can't get past Marty McKenzie. Scrafton.
Advantage 8.
Toa Halafihi just stood his ground. And an advantage now against him. The kick ahead from Hickey. Regathers. Rieko Ioane can't get it under control. And we'll come back again.
No, you can't come past the breakdown and
Manic.
stand there. You're taking space. 8 gold.
Some very good stuff from Auckland,
Same as what their 8 did.
and some not so good stuff. Alafihi ultimately was the player that got pinged.
Offside 8.
I'll tell you one thing though, Pod, Scotty Scrafton's got to work on that halfback pass. Twice involved. Both Harbour Bridge passes. Both put his team under pressure.
Come on, give him the break.
It's not what he's there to do, Carmo, you know that.
Hey, you got to be good at every aspect of the game, Pod. You know that.
I'm just trying to cut him some slack here. He's a hard worker, I'll give him that. Scrafton.
He is a hard worker.
Again, Milani Nanai.
Can't stand there.
Oh, he's a threat. Every time he has touched the ball tonight, Milani Nanai looking for the offload, looking for the pass in contact. One thing that's been noticeable about Auckland's game tonight is their willingness to offload rather than getting caught up in breakdown play. Teams have carried a lot against Auckland this season. They haven't carried quite as much. Play on as the call. Lachlan Bashir sets for Tahuriorangi. And Marty McKenzie, double misplayed. Now an inside ball. Here goes Bodine Waka. Can't get away from Rieko Ioane. Leaves the ball behind. Set it Damanivalu. Got through a couple before Josh Kaifa put the stop on him. And Mitch Brown finally had to pick the ball up. Auckland again over the top. Organising well on the counter. Auckland tonight. 2 men straight over the ball. Brown. Papilofa was up quickly. Marty McKenzie now having to settle things down again. The kick choice is straight down the park. Nanai.
Stop, boys.
And he gives it some thunder. and Taranaki run out of options. So here's the thing for me. How do you shut down a quick play? Stephen Luatua must have been 50 metres offside. I don't even know how that happens.
I'll tell you what, though, Auckland fans will be pleased at the change in attitude from this Auckland side around their commitment to the breakdown. Last week, I think they've learnt the lesson against Tasman. They got hustled at the breakdown, and they're trying to learn from that and return the favour here against Taranaki tonight.
They've gone on quickly. Taranaki weren't able to take the quick throw, but they took a quick line out instead. Tuahalofihi up to the halfway line. Tahuriorangi, short ball again to Reece Marshall. Rolled through the first up effort of Stephen Luatua. All the locks are having fun passing from the breakdown tonight. Seta Tamarivalu. Declan O'Donnell. Dragged to deck by Josh Kaifa. Went for a lift and shift and then fell over. Can't quite affect it.
Good turnover, but lost it forward when he went to pick it up.
Captain of the Monaco Rovers, Josh Kaifa. Also some experience with Parramatta and the Shoot Shield. Debuted for Auckland this season against the Dunny Folk.
Lost forward.
Yeah, just a second start for Kaifa. There's O'Donnell.
Good question, though.
And again, unable to control the ball in the breakdown. So they'll have a good opportunity here. Taranaki from the set piece. O'Donnell is lurking with him 10 outside. Marty McKenzie.
Sorry, gentlemen.
They'll have a good platform here. Taranaki as they're growing into their work at scrum time.
Try to hear it.
Well, the whole Taranaki back line, as you talked about, Pod, is in the line. No fullback, no one standing deep. They want to take this ball as flat as they can and run some angles actually to hold the inside D for Auckland. Trying to set the Tumari Valley, busting the line.
Baines! Sit!
Both scrums have had their moments this season. Taranaki really has been anchored by the work of Mitch Graham. Mentioned him before, but his minutes have been really impressive this season. Most props these days are going a maximum of 60 minutes in a match. Mitch Graham has consistently been asked to stay on the park for 80.
Crouch!
And he has built some serious game time for this team. What has impressed me too, we know he's a naturally good loose head scrummager, but his ability to operate around the field deep in the match pod, it's an outstanding weapon to have. O'Donnell goes straight through. Can't link up with Stephen Perifero, and now he's picked off by Lalangi Visania. Wow. Tamani Valu. Straight back to Lalangi. And he goes for the crossfield option. Back across for this is Reece Marshall. Can't pick it up. Lalangi Visania with two big plays. Marshall gets on with the job. Good grief. 99 times out of 100, that is a try. Caught on the halfway line was Milani Nanai. And Marcel Renata sets it. Fukufuka for Fatialofa. Drops it. Tahuriorangi whips it across field. Stephen Perofeta had to wait for the bounce. He kicks. No one at home for Auckland. Here comes Bodine.
Is that lost forward into touch or already in touch? Sorry, pardon?
Oh, the Taranaki fans loving
already
this.
In touch? Line out. No, it was already in touch.
I tell you what, the 214s have come here to play tonight. Lalangi Visania for Auckland
Two guys, 6
is into everything, and his, well, he's not his opposite because they don't mark each other, but they wear the same jersey. Declan O'Donnell for Taranaki. Just magnificent. And Bodine Waka, look at the pace. Good heads-up play from Perofeta. He saw the space in behind, knew no one was there at home for Auckland. And it just needed to be a metre or two to the right, and that would have spelt trouble for Auckland, no doubt about it.
We've been through a couple of the games, or most of the games, but Sunday too, play continues. Tasman with another crunch match, this time against the Stags, and then the Taniwha may be out of the running, but North Harbour certainly are not. And that shapes as a crucial match for the boys from Harbour as well. Here's Declan O'Donnell making the break inside Vince Ussell. There's been one issue with Vince this year. It's his missed tackle count. 12 missed tackles for the season for Vince. And outside Simon Hickey, who's also missed a few. 18, in fact, in total. That makes you 10-12 channel vulnerable to good attack.
All right, boys, we'll just get your replacement for you guys out.
Here he is, Declan O'Donnell. A shame that the play went on for as long as it did post that, because
time on.
You get consigned to history. That piece of play from O'Donnell deserved to try it, no doubt about that. Auckland back to their work at line-out time.
Scrapped in on a knot straight. Bonus ball time for Taranaki with 5 to go before the break.
Line out or a scrum?
Well, they get the option, but there is only one really here for Taranaki. Growing
Line out or a scrum?
in confidence and dominance at scrum time here. And they're going to make a lie of me.
Hey.
Wow. So they had the option of scrum or line out, and they've decided that they're going to put their faith in their line out drive.
It's become an important attack weapon for most teams. Ability to get this drive sorted out as Leighton Price comes down with the ball, but then once again, you bring your backline in. They spin and go. Marshall. Tahuriorangi really needs to get in there, and he can't. Auckland straight through again, and collapsing on the ball was Leon Fukafuka. Mitch Graham. Now Tahuriorangi. Brown. Dragged to deck by Ben Nini on the field. Back against the grain came Ben Mapujo. Tahuriorangi. Wits on the play. Tamani Valu says sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Simon, an offside over here and another one out here.
Tamani Valu, he's pumped.
You're on the side. No, it wasn't.
They went for
You said 2 advantages and you scored a try.
the prize on the left side of the field. They end up scoring it on the right. But impressive all the same. There it is, 1-on-1. And we highlight it as a contest. And it's turning into that. Rieko Ioane can see him. And then Tamani Valu gets a big left arm, and Rieko Ioane gets nowhere near him. One apiece.
Well, in Rieko Ioane's defence, he's not the first person who's been sat down by Seta Tamani Valu, I'll tell you that. He is pumped up, Seta. Good structure from that line-out drive, Ian Jones, and good support play from the forwards on the pick and drive. $15 in on the 22, Marty McKenzie looking to stretch, can't do it, but that's Taranaki's first lead of the match. 13 plays 12. 2 minutes to go to the break.
So we've been there twice and we've done 2. They've scored a try.
There's been a body count in this game too.
No doubt about
we do
that.
need to remind you, Kyle O'Donnell left the field, Tahuriorangi replacing him. Mitchell Croswell, the captain, left early in the match, replaced by Lachlan Boshier. And Ben Nini in jersey 19 on the field now for Auckland as well. And now Adrian Wirral is on for Mitch Brown. Ben Nini on for Michael Fatialofa. That's a big loss to Auckland. Adrian Wirral, just 12 minutes this season. First match of the year against Wellington last weekend. He's a back rower. So now both loose forwards on the bench are on the park for Taranaki. They do not have a single lock or loose forward left.
Wait.
There are going to be some tied locks on this park for Taranaki tonight. Here goes Nanai again. And Milani gets taken down just on the halfway line. Leon Fukafuka. Vincent in traffic, held up by Leighton Price. Short side play, Scrapton's ball to Rico Ioane's a good one. Now Lalangi Bissania down the sideline. Rico inside, no one in front. Try number 2 for Rico Ioane.
Well, there you go, Carmo. You'll be more happy with that pass from Scotty Scrafton. It's certainly taken its toll, this match. Players down in back play. There you go from Scrafton. Johnny Foley came out of the defensive line.
Just on me, son.
Lalangi Bissania strolled down the sideline, the inside ball to Ioane. And Auckland, he's hit straight back here.
Well, just have a look at where Lalangi Bissania is on the park too. He's outside Prior Collier, the left wing. Wonderful use of the width of the park. And Rico Ioane, try number 10 for 2016. He leads all players for meters. He leads all players for carries. He leads all players for line breaks. He leads all players for defenders beaten. He leads all players for tries scored. And I'm going to give him a try assist on Seta Tamani-Valo as well. Conversion is good. The Simon Hickey fan club is in attendance. And 19 plays 13 as we count down to half time.
Wait on, mate, wait. We'll get him off.
I'll get time.
Where you go, matey?
For a restart here, and given the way this half's going, I would count out another try before they head to their respective changing rooms. It's a short one too from Taranaki.
Wait on, backwards.
Short and high from Taranaki. Danny DeVito in the good days. Marshall. Get away for Price and the no-look ball to Mitch Graham. Graham sets this for Tahurirangi. Does a full 360, changes his mind. Boucher, the pass away to Johnny Foley. Now Marwi Joe takes on the line. Back for Tahurirangi again, the fake from him. Maurice Marshall releases one for Marty McKenzie and Perofeta unable to hold the ball. Shane McDermott says, have a break, boys, and we're done on the first half. 5 tries in it, and the visitors Auckland leading 19 points to 13. Entertaining 40 minutes of footy here on Thursday night in Taranaki. Let's go to Ian Jones alongside Milani Nanai.
Well, great start for Auckland. You had to defend for big periods of that sort of middle part of the second half, and then you finished well. How do you wrap up that 40?
Yeah, we started off pretty good. The first 20 we going all right, and then we started to fade off, like you said, and had a lot of defending to do the last 20, but hopefully we can pull it together in the second half.
You'll be pretty pleased with your involvement, though, both on defence and attack.
Yeah, it's all right, but could be better. Thank you.
Milani Nanai, could be better. Yes, it could, and hopefully it gets that way. 19 plays 13. We'll take a short break. Sky Sports coverage of Mitre Cup continues after this. Thursday night footy on Sky Sport live with you now back at Yarrow Stadium in New Plymouth. Let's go inside the Taranaki camp. Ian Jones standing by with assistant coach Willie Rickards.
Well, a great first half of football. You knew they were coming here with some game breakers with real intent, nothing to lose. What was the chat in the sheds?
Yeah, 2 things come out. I think first of all, some missed tackles, and it's a pretty ruthless Auckland side when they get in behind you, so we had a good yarn about that. And secondly, on attack, just heighten the ball carry. We're sort of getting stacked up there, so had a good discussion and hoping to see some improvements here.
You need to score points to win it clearly. Where's your attack going to be focused?
Yeah, just being patient with the ball. We feel if we can hold on to the ball, we'll create opportunities.
Stay behind, please.
Patience the key. Probably one of the qualities that Auckland has lacked a little this season, as well as Vince Arsaw gets tackled by Sera Tamanivalu. Pratley with a good carry, and Reece Marshall makes another tackle. Renata. Jono Hickey on for the second half in jersey 21. Now combining with brother Simon in the halves. 19-13 the score. Taranaki were looking for victory tonight to secure home advantage in the semi-finals. Auckland looking for the win to keep their semi-final chances alive, and Baudin Waka comes up with a mistake from the kick. Eklund now. Thought about freeing the ball up for Langi Visania. Not Howard gets up again. He's like a womble. He's overland, underland, wombling free. Rico Ioane slips away from a couple. Nothing new to see here, and then loses the ball in contact. They'll have the scrum.
Oh, McKenzie down too. Maybe just winded. Here's the player that was defending Ioane. There he is.
It's just winded, I think.
Did a good job too. Marty McKenzie. Ioane beats the first two defenders. And McKenzie gets a hand on him, stays in the fight, and ball released forward from Rico Ioane.
Just winded, Todd. He's back to his feet now. It's Marty McKenzie, the skip. He just took a moment to lie down, make sure all his body was still in bits, not working. Sean Wainui about to come on too, the former Takapuna Grammar boy.
Same standard first half, eh?
Just to enter the field. Good athlete, Sean Wainui.
Crouch! Bones! Sit! Come on! So what I need, boys, I need some better height from you two.
Te Toiroa Tahuriorangi has got tinnitus.
Yep, he's just gone away.
He said
He's just gone away to clear his head. Has he just got Shane McDermott's whistle blasted in his right ear? He's all right. Yep.
Bones! Sit! Clear.
referee brutality. He's away. He didn't hear the call. Declan O'Donnell, Marty McKenzie. Goes high this time. Haven't seen this option too much from Taranaki, and they've come up with a mistake again. Auckland with possession. 6 kick return tries this season for Auckland. Something to watch as this phase play builds. Rico Ioane.
No, 5.
And his brother cleaning house for Jono Hickey. Short ball up to Michael Fatialofa. Back on the field. Went off in the first half. Blood pit. Now Malani Nanai skips out of the tackle. Heads back for the centre of the park where the support was waiting. Jono Hickey. Scrapped it again. Renata straightens the attack and taken down in a good chopping tackle by Tua Halafihi. Now Rico Ioane. Offload from Rico, and that one has gone forward. Yes, it has.
Again, it's good stuff and not so good stuff from Auckland. Some very good stuff here. Luatua to Fatialofa is good. And then Rico Ioane, I'm sorry, Malani Nanai, who has been very good for Auckland tonight. He finds some space. They recycle quickly here. Akira Ioane gets his hands on the ball, looks for the offload to try a Collier. Couldn't find him.
It was Bodine Walker, Scotty, the left wing for Taranaki, who's came off. Sean Wainui, as we mentioned, warming up. He's on there, jersey 22. You talk about Michael Patti-Lope. He was off for a blood bin, so he's stitched up and back out.
Sit!
Foley.
No, out 10.
He's then around 15 out from the goal line, and Marty McKenzie appears to touch Prior Collier. Not keen to get on with the job. That's a good clearance from Marty McKenzie.
Yeah, good exit play from Taranaki. Get up. They had the opportunity to pressure the Auckland line out, but it's clean off the top for Auckland.
Jono Hickey and Simon Hickey down Malani Nana. Kofa straight through the cap. Josh Kofa now put a goose step on Stephen Perofeta. Didn't take the bait.
Ryan's taking the halfback out.
Stephen Luatua has a penalty advantage. Gets back to his feet, plays on. Now sets. He's waiting for Shane McDermott to blow his whistle. Ussel. Now Akira Ioane. Just a hint there that Auckland didn't have a plan. They knew the advantage was there, but where was the plan to attack?
Yeah, that's right.
You counter us like
Under the benefit of advantage, could have had a go, Auckland, but yeah, a little bit of hesitancy there, lack of organisation, but penalty all the same, so decision time here for Hickey, the corner or the post, and he points to the post, so looking to extend the lead here, Auckland. Here's Kaifa, just a second start in the 7 jersey for Auckland, and there's the goose step, tries to get round Perofeta, he's having none of it, the young fullback.
Well, if this kick is successful, push it out to 9 points. Just remind that everyone, conditions absolutely perfect here at Yarrow Stadium. No breeze whatsoever. Underfoot conditions are perfect for both sets of goal kickers, and no dew whatsoever to contend with. So the handling should be good. Foot placement will be good for the kickers. It's still not easy for Simon Hickey.
He's had some tough ones today. Plenty of movement in the game so far, as we expected there would be. Both of these teams like to run, putting up a few extra metres per game than Taranaki, both on the same amount of carries. Simon Hickey, good. 9 points now, the difference. 22 plays 13. I'd go back to that moment of play, though. That, to me, is symptomatic of a team that is playing for whistle, not playing with the intent that they should be playing with.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fair comment. Auckland, though, Scotty, they've come here with a lot more intent than they showed against Tasman in their last outing, as Fatilofa goes high from the restart.
Jono Hickey, Stephen Luatua in the midfield. And just throws this one back to Simon Hickey.
Hold.
Jono now. Change of direction from Auckland. And it's Pratley on the carry, taken by Leighton Price. Thor Halafihi climbed in over the top.
1 in the side. 8's okay. Number 1 in the side. Number 1 side.
Yeah, Mitch Graham doesn't know what's going on. That's understandable. Very hard to see that. He's bound on Thor Halafihi. If Thor Halafihi's okay being there, where does Mitch Graham have to bind? He's bound on his player.
Unfortunately, Scotty, these breakdown laws, all accounts, not much longer.
Feet in, 3.
So we shouldn't get too much wound up about them, because we won't see them again.
Here's the Langi Visinia. Right around the boots when Mitch Brown. Nanai Can't get away from Sean Wainui there in jersey number 22. Ball is loose, but Scott Scrafton snuffles it up. And John O'Hickey, well done around the edge. We didn't see Leon Fukafuka worry too much about running around the breakdown tonight. Stephen Luatua. Perhaps John O'Hickey has a remit to do just that. Russell. Good defence. Reece Marshall in the thick of it again. And this time it is Auckland penalised. Straight over the top of Kenny Ioane.
Sealing off.
Yeah, very good line speed. Reece Marshall had Toa Halawhihi on his outside shoulder as well. Got up quickly, got in the face of the Auckland attackers, and eventually you see them there, they are working in combo. Good communication too. Halawhihi goes on up out wide and they shut him down, and eventually they're rewarded with a penalty here at Taranaki, and again find themselves inside Auckland 22.
Well, Marty McKenzie just put in a 50-metre touch finder from that penalty. Not much angle. Absolutely great contact.
Advantage early.
Penalty advantage.
Use it!
For Taranaki. Tahuriorangi. Now to Tamanivalu. Inside to Halawhihi. Tahuriorangi pops it up to Ben Mapuijo. And this time the pass is knocked down. They'll come back for that penalty now. Decision time for Taranaki. 9 points adrift. Plenty of time in the game.
Yeah, quite keen on this. Driving more from the line out, aren't they, Taranaki? So I don't think they'll stray too far from that pattern. Leighton Price, some issues.
He's right in the way. Stadium.
Well, in this position, up until now in this game, Todd, they've actually been thrown to the back of the line out, and Auckland have been defending it really well, driving infield, clinching them up. So maybe the change, maybe the throw to the front, even a shift and drive towards the front, maybe the option.
Hey, boys, get your timing right.
Paul Zito's actually been out there in the huddle, so no doubt have a big influence on where this ball is going to be thrown.
Halawhihi in the middle of the line-out, and they did well to take up the space on the defensive drive for Auckland. They set in behind him, spinning one way then t'other. For the line is Marshall, over he goes. Textbook line-out work from Taranaki, starting with the jump from Toa Halawhihi.
Yeah, very good execution from Taranaki. Marshall the recipient, but all 8 forwards doing a very good job from the line out. Halawhihi got some good momentum jumping across the line out into the space, so they were on the front foot immediately, got themselves in good position here. Taranaki stayed tight. Marshall in the boot just controlling it, communicating. The Auckland players try to drag it down, so take themselves out of the game. And in the end, very good execution from Taranaki.
And a very good example there too. You see the 3 loose forwards from Auckland who are positioned at the back of the line out, never getting around behind, no momentum to stop it going forward, just coming in from the side, really not doing anything at all to stop the momentum of Taranaki. They were tight at the front, unstoppable. Ruben O'Neill, now Scotty, New Plymouth Old Boys club player, is out there, jersey 18.
Marty McKenzie gives that a decent hack, but no good. The seat stays wide. 22 plays 18. Mike believes. I love the way they changed the angle on that drive. Great control. Reece Marshall operating like a rudder at the back.
Yeah, that's right. That's a very good example of a really executed driving ball there from Taranaki.
The chase from Pryor Collier was quick, but Brown was up to the task. Halawhihi on the carry. Outside the 22, the pick and go. Marshall again. He is busy this year. Reece Marshall.
Stop.
Marty McKenzie kicks. Again straight down the middle of the park. And again, inviting Malani Nanai to attack. Johnny Foley came rushing up and then decided against making a spot tackle. Here's Vince Arsaw. And Marcel Renata caught in midfield. Tackle made by Ruben O'Neill. Hickey to Hickey. And Simon Hickey happy to grubber this one into touch. Just up by the 22.
Yeah, happy to give his forwards a bit of a spell here. Hickey forcing Taranaki. They've shortened it up here, so looking like they want to be positive with us here. Taranaki has been bang on at line out time, has Reece Marshall.
Ben Mabwijo climbing high, calling the lineouts this season and taking plenty of his own. Visania turns and fires, and that one's out on the full. It's an interesting decision from Malangi Visania. He had 30 metres to work in, but his first decision was to turn and kick.
Clearly been given the message, play field position. Taranaki, look at that, operating perfectly. Shooting it round, front, middle, back, and front on this occasion.
I've said it again, I've said it before this season, I will say it again. 3 years ago, Reece Marshall couldn't hit a barn, by his own admission. And tonight he's 100%. This season he's around 94. He has a salutary lesson in going away and working on your game until you get it right. Such a great turnaround for him. And every other aspect of his game has improved accordingly. Sean Wainui came for the hit up. We come back for the penalty.
Slowing it down. Hand on the ball, slowing it down, number 8.
Giving away consecutive penalties, and again Marty McKenzie looks straight to the sideline. Bit of chat here amongst the Taranaki forwards as they get themselves organised, get their calls sorted out. A bit further to go on this occasion.
Yeah, this one's going to have to been a shift drive here, Todd. They've gone to the back with not a lot of success. We saw the front with the last try. This one is actually going to have to roll 2 or 3 times if they want to drive it.
Wait.
Mabwijo again calls himself, and again he's up to it. Mitchell Graham, surely they can't score a pushover try from 22 metres out. This would be next level. Ball in the back. And they drive on. Now they split. Penalty advantage. Marty McKenzie across to Wainui. Chopped down by Rico Ioane. Vince Arsaw stood his ground. Johnny Fauli can't pick the ball up. We'll come back. Crown getting excited.
Oh, he's in the pocket.
Scotty Scrafton goes to the bin.
Well,
Bedside, please.
Makes the decision pretty straightforward here.
Offside for
Taranaki. Auckland man down, and it's a big man too. Scott Scrafton heads to the sin bin, so Taranaki here now have 10 minutes to take full advantage of this. There's the drive. They had good depth, always had good depth on it, the ball at the back, and then Scrafton comes from an offside position, deemed to be cynical.
They go long. Mabwijo immediately, the ball is distributed back. Tahuri Arangi tried to get his pass away. Stephen Luatua ran a lazy line, and Marty McKenzie plays for time. Stephen Luatua could be in the bin here.
I understand that, so it's a penalty only. So, but what you need to do is sort the discipline out and around here. Okay?
Yeah, we don't just have a card though.
I understand that. So what I'm saying is you need to sort your discipline out. Yeah. Who's offside?
Yeah, I'm just saying that's
Todd, Taranaki aren't getting any change out of throwing the lob ball towards the back of the line out. This needs to be a flat one to the front. That's where Scotty Scrafton not there. Auckland are going to be short.
Well, that's why they've got a bloke in the bin. 5 penalties in a row in 8 minutes.
And it's 10 penalties against Auckland, 5 against Taranaki for the match.
Hold on.
Not too bad. You know, you see the big man, jersey 23, is on, coming onto the right wing.
Come on.
He's not going to see the ball now, though. This will stay up front.
Wait.
Well, they go deep again, Carmo. They're not listening to your line-out work. Mitch Graham has the ball at the back. Reece Marshall grabbed it. Auckland sacked him, and they win the turnover. It was a late sack from Auckland. Shane McDermott says fair enough.
Through the middle.
Stephen Luatua, the man with the play.
They deemed to have come through the middle, so you have to participate in that. And yeah, they've persisted with that. Lob ball to the back of the line out, not getting any reward from that. Taranaki, and eventually they've turned it over.
Plenty of rejigging in this Taranaki backline now with changes made. Sean Wainui in the centres. Latu Vaino has gone onto the right wing side. Seta Tamanivalu, I believe, is on the left. And that leaves Declan O'Donnell back at fullback. Stephen Perofeta having headed to the sideline. John O'Hickey now. Just a couple out from his own goal line. And that is a defensive bomb from your goal line. That is an amazing play. Here is Tamanivalu, not taken first up. Josh Kaifote gets the rest of him. Now Leighton Price. Bashir is there. Cleans out well. Tahuri Orangi. Fatua Halafihi. Back for Marty McKenzie. And another penalty advantage against Auckland. Manivalu's pass goes back in field, but Matwicho goes to touch, and we go back to penalty.
Yeah, Rico Ioane. Offside.
Offside 13. Shot.
Well, that's a win for Auckland. They have a man in the bin. Twice they have defused the bomb inside their own 22. They have conceded 6 straight penalties, and Taranaki have decided to go for the penalty shot. That is, by any measure, a victory for the Auckland defence.
Well, right out in front. So, right, the 3 points down. Scotty, this is a gimme. So they get some reward. Do Taranaki. They close it into a 1-point ball game.
22 plays 21. Taranaki this year have put up some big scores of their own, but their 2 losses have only been by 5 points apiece. They've also had that draw in the Ranfurly Shield Challenge. They will stay in the fight for the full 80s. Speaking of the full 80 minutes, let's go down to the sideline. Ian Jones standing by with Bowden Barrett.
I'm going to help him some commentary as well. Before we get into the rugby, of course, we've got to talk to what one of the best rugby players in the world at the moment does when he comes home. He goes straight to Mum, and Mum gets the white bait fritters out, Bodie, and you had a good feed.
Pango.
She knows how to feed you up. Maybe she thinks you're looking a little bit thin. You're looking in pretty good nick to me, mate, and you're out there doing some fishing tomorrow.
Yeah, first thing out there tomorrow, hopefully catch some more, so it's good to be home.
Well, what about your boys out there, mate? They know they had the win to get themselves a home semi-final next week, and here we go, mate. You can call this one home.
Gosh, I tell you what, if it rolls over, our line-out ball's going pretty good, so especially with the man in the bin, I'm feeling confident.
Well, you know the line-out coach, don't you, Paul Tito, but here we go. It might go TMO, actually, so we'll stop. As Brodie Barrett was just getting in the full swing on the commentary sideline, we're going to have to stop.
It's getting busy down there. You're going to be joined by the TMO shortly.
Shane McDermott's going to have a look while we were talking to Brodie about the fish. Sean Wainui
Max, are you there? Hold on, please.
has tried to get over the line.
Is initially, I want to ensure there's no knock-on from the kick before play came out wide. from the goal player coming through. And then if there's no knock on there, I want to ensure whether he's grounded the ball or is in touch in the corner here.
Whitebait Fritter sounded good, though.
The box
Did
kick,
they?
whether or not it's gone forward from Taranaki, and then Auckland,
Kind of forgotten about the game now. I'm just thinking about white fritters, but where do you get them?
Well, it was interesting play. We'll have a look at the finish first before we take you back to the beginning. There was the kick from Johnny Fauli.
The box kick.
So they're looking
The box kick
for the
that
box kick before that.
is what we're looking for.
An offside
Good
play.
pressure though, all the same from Tamani
So we
Valu.
need to deal with the box kick first before
And
we get to
then-
that.
Whether or not that's a try.
Well, why do
We're
he
having a
thinks
look
it
at the
is?
other one kick
Yeah,
first.
this is the
Change
kick
the
we're
hands.
looking for a knock on from here.
Well, let's just have a look at
Latu
this first.
Baino is the man. You'd be hard pressed to call that a knock on, wouldn't you?
Let's just see that again next time.
Mind you, I don't know what that even is these days.
We're just looking for a knock on the kick first. You're allowed 2 before we can go back, so there was only 1. And then you came away. Can we boys just take it away and let us deal with it, please? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, mate.
Well, they don't even have to bother looking at the Wainui plant. We have come all the way back for a knock-on. Latu Baino in the air. Taranaki denied. Still 1 point in arrears. And still in the bin, Scott Scruffton.
And Scotty, we've still got Bodie Barrett down here, the TMO, the only man in world rugby at the moment that can stop this man. It was in full flight, of course. But your team, you've been watching from the sideline, while stuck in the hole, though also. Colin, what's happening up there? How do you see your team going? How can they get back into the game?
Oh, I sense the boys are frustrated at half-time. We weren't that clinical. But, you know, just came in today and certainly the culture, it's unbelievable. The boys are really tight, so I bet when the going gets tough, you know, I'm pretty confident we can pull through.
To hear from Bodie Barrett. Remembering the All Blacks take on Australia next weekend at Eden Park, and also on the same day at the same ground as the lead-in match, the Black Ferns will take on Australia. That Black Ferns team named yesterday, and I can assure you it is a star-studded lineup for Glenn Moore and the Black Ferns women's team. A big tour ahead of them as well to the Northern Hemisphere. Jono Hickey and Stephen Luatua taken down on the logo, and Hickey again reaching in. This time Akira Ioane gets hit and still manages to go forward. Akira Ioane offload away. It was loose though. Marcel Renata trying to tidy things up, finally does. Jono Hickey back for Fatialofa. Hickey to Luatua, big name starting to stand up here for Auckland. They have got themselves out of a whole heap of trouble at the other end. Fatialofa, Fenn working this time, inside ball to Eklund. Back for Jono Hickey, again it's Stephen Luatua, putting his hand up in the match. Hickey. Declan O'Donnell up from fullback to make the tackle. Still 3 sweeping behind the line for Taranaki. And Declan O'Donnell went a bit too long. Big moment this. Simon Hickey well within range.
Leon Brown must let him go first.
Crowd letting you know what they think of the call. Obvious from referee McDermott. Here's Hickey, the offload to Collier, and then deemed to have got a knee on the ground, I guess there.
Gee, wasn't it great having Bodie Barrett sideline? Say he's all kitted out too. He had his boots on, had the in his shorts. He just wants to go and do some kicking with the boys. That's what he wants to do, play football. Scotty Scrafton about to go on to Scotty. His time is nearly done in the bin.
Hickey from in front likes it, turns straight away, and the penalty counts. 25-21.
Well, bonus when you can gather points when you're a man down. That's all done for the night.
Mackenzie again, it's short, and Wainui this time doing the chase. That one has gone backwards, and Malani Nanai taken by Johnny Fauli. Hickey prompted up for Renata. Here to make the tackle on him is Lachlan Bashir. Ioane, that is Rico Ioane. Very close to the left-hand touch is Prior Collier. Has to take it back to the 5-metre line. Rico now gets a big fend from Ruben O'Neill. Charge down on Simon Hickey. Big Midway Joe. The bounce is good. And the Aussie's over. Simon Hickey's in the huddle. He's getting a hug too.
Well, their defensive line speed in the second half has been impressive from Taranaki. Matwijo here is rewarded for his efforts. He's on the back foot, and then he gets himself two out wide and persists with the chase. The ball bounces up favourably, and that is great work from Ben Matwijo.
Line speed pressure though, Richard, you've talked about it 2 or 3 times in this half from Taranaki. Out to win. Conversion successful, and Auckland back to 15, Scotty.
Changes being made. 68-minute mark. Taranaki hit the lead again. Matwijo scoring the try. Simon Hickey gets up, and Reece Marshall just decides, come on in, mate, we'll have you in our huddle as well. Grabsman gives him a hug too.
Come on.
I've seen that before somewhere. Pretty sure Aaron Cruden was involved. Highlanders game. Just this season, in fact. Reece Marshall. Well, their tails up now, Taranaki. Marty McKenzie looking to play some territory. The ever-present Malani Nanai returns the pill. Good tackle made on him this time. First up tackle, so important in the closing stages of this game, especially on a man like that, Akira Ioane. Fosita has offered something every time he's come into a game this season, has Fosita. Renata still going strong. Flights for Rico Ioane. 2 tries tonight for Rico. Auckland on 3 tries. A draw won't be enough. They want a victory. And a bonus point would be even better. Rico Ioane, this time taken down by Mitch Brown. How many tackles has Mitch Brown made in this game? There's the penalty. There's another hex through.
I thought he was about to say, you can't throw players at me. I'm the referee. But we've seen that penalty become more and more prevalent. The players now, if they're going to kick the ball in a breakdown, they need to be bound to one of their own teammates. So Auckland will find the inside of the Taranaki 22.
Auckland walking very slowly to this line out. Looks like it's going to be a full line out, so potential for a drive, but boy, they've got some strike runners out wide. Rico Ioane standing at centre.
Taranaki on the bonus point. Try-scoring bonus point, that is. Now it's Auckland's turn to get the drive working. Kurt Eklund's trying to get his hands on the ball at the back. Now Marcel Renata does the same. It's come back for Jono Hickey. Lalangi Bissinier off the wing. Takes two to put him down. Quick ball, Jono Hickey screaming for it. Scrafton had to reach. And Brown it is who makes the tackle. Back on the right-hand side of Kiri Ioane. Two up on him. Penalty advantage again. Here's Simon Hickey. Grubbers through. Two chasing. There's the try!
Okay, so we want to check it. We want to check it.
They're under advantage here, Auckland. They need to check the try whether
someone needs to check it. Running none of
So
us still
penalty try,
first of all, I
I
think.
need to get the number so we can. We've got a definite. Hold on, please. A definite number. Okay. We need to check it. So time off. Max, you there? So what we're looking at? So we're looking for a potential foul play going into ground the ball. If it is a high tackle, then we're looking at a penalty try and a yellow card. So I'm going to need the number of the tackler, and then I'm going to understand, the number of the tackler and whether or not he was going to ground, whether or not he's grounded the ball or not. Thanks, Richard. Yeah.
Plenty for Max O'Leary to look at here.
he's been busy.
Well, the kick from Simon Hickey was an absolute ripper. Two chasing, Milani Nanai.
So we're just checking for it's a high.
And
if he's hit him in the head and it's a high shot.
Declan O'Donnell has gone up. I don't know whether he's going for the ball or he's just got his hand in the way. It's
Not sure there's any intent in that.
Walker, Simon, walk away, please.
Well, Shane McDermott has said a potential penalty try and a yellow card. He's copped him flush, there's no doubt.
So Max, I'll tell you what I'm seeing from there. As 14 has taken the blue player in the head, I'm going to go to a penalty try and a yellow card against 14. Are you happy with that? 14!
Oh, this is big. This is big. Shane McDermott has been Declan O'Donnell, and Auckland have a penalty try. It may as well be 7 points. 30 plays 28, and Auckland suddenly have their bonus.
One of those ones where I guess technically it's correct, Scotty, but O'Donnell's protestations were that he was just going for the ball. And certainly no intent in that, but the decision's been made. As you say, this is pretty much 7 points. You can put that in the bag.
Hickey converts the try. Auckland 32 plays Taranaki 28.
Gee, we're going to have a grandstand finish. Remember, Taranaki win this match, they get a home semi-final. They've got so much to play for in the next 7 minutes.
Auckland at the moment will leapfrog Taranaki on the points table and be in second spot heading into the weekend. Tasman and Counties Manukau would be the two teams that could potentially get ahead of them, and Taranaki could finish outside the semi-finals. That is how much may have just changed in that moment in the game, and another penalty against Taranaki.
2 goal early.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario. There's no doubt about that Taranaki can finish in 5th place. 7 minutes left in this one. And Auckland No hurry whatsoever.
Space, boys.
We'll take their time. And we'll make sure that they're organised. They know what's happening. And they'll be looking to shut this one down.
Taranaki. Hickey. Here's Liam Steele. The cosmetic salesman. Thanks for triumph and disaster, the business of former New Zealand cricketer Dion Nash. Likes to be well groomed before a game, he says, and sees nothing wrong with that problem. Hickey now drops it off. Here's Rieko Ioane, searching for a third hat-trick this season. Kida Ioane, how much time's he got? There's the penalty. Too much time.
Well, it wasn't Akira Ioane that was penalised, and he doesn't look happy. It was Kurt Eklund over the top, not supporting his own body weight. So Taranaki, they're aside in a hurry though.
That is a massive clearance again for Taranaki. If Akira Ioane goes down, no one's there. The ball is placed. How has that had a material impact on the play?
Full line out for Taranaki. Looked like they're set up for a drive first. Scotty.
Well, it's been their play. Leighton Price hands it off. Reece Marshall again has been masterful tonight, Reece Marshall. Tuahalafihi. And a penalty now. And Josh Kaifer throwing handbags.
Oh, they're baying for blood, Taranaki. And here it comes, the off call.
Assistant referee is in.
Hold on, just look at. Yeah.
I've seen Seven react to something, but I don't know if he's throwing a punch or not.
I didn't see one. Do you think he did?
Tahu Riorangi is going through his warm-up just in case this ends in an all-in.
Just right there.
Oh, this game.
It promised it. Promised to be a cracker, and it's not letting us down.
We came into the match with two teams who had scored the same number of points per game, the same number of tries per game, the same number of penalties per game. Two of the most evenly matched sides in the comp.
Yeah, one person only though. Yeah.
And they carry on.
I'm going to remind you here that
As long as the
Declan O'Donnell is in the bin for a slap across the face.
Well, I think
Time on.
That's how it stands right at this minute. Taranaki getting 2 points out of the match, so they will stay in front of Auckland. Tasman would be in fourth. Both them and Counties Manukau with a game to play. Counties Manukau arguably have the tougher assignment against Canterbury, but that doesn't matter right now. All that matters is Taranaki are 4 points behind with the try line ahead. Ball goes to Deck on a penalty advantage. It won't come out of there. They'll have another shot at this. 3 minutes to go.
guess what they're asking for?
Next one goes. No, next one goes. That's the message.
Yeah, can you just watch the detachment?
I thought it was fine. Next one goes. Side. I've got your message.
It's continuous, though, the detachment.
I didn't think they did, so...
Oh, they're going to back their line out here, Taranaki.
But two things to watch here, Ian Jones. Shane McDermott has said the next penalty against Auckland results in a yellow card, but Auckland have been in Shane McDermott's ear to talk to him about the detaching on the drive.
This throw has to go to the front, in my opinion.
It's not going to.
There it is. Close enough. Bodies everywhere.
Held up.
Oh, he's made the call.
Hey.
When we watch the replay, look at the great work of Sam Prattley, jersey 1. Comes from an angle that you probably shouldn't have come from. But he did it at such force. He powered through, got his hands on the ball. I don't even think a TMO could have awarded that try, even if they got over. Sam Prattley, loose head prop.
This game is about to set 1980 level records for the longest time between backs touching the ball.
Marshall's the man in there. Scotty looking for the 74th try scored by a front rower in Mitre 10 Cup competition 2016.
No.
True story.
Stacked.
Not to be though. Stuck on 73, the Fatty Popos.
What did you do all week?
Somebody told me. Sorry. Thanks, Naze.
Paul Nazer has a stat for every occasion. Also available for weddings, birthday parties. Mike Morrissey is concerned. He is concerned.
Time's still off.
There he is. Blows a kiss to the crowd too. What a champ. 90 seconds. Taranaki 4 points behind. Auckland currently will be in the semi-finals.
This is the 12th scrum. We've had 25 lineouts.
Oh, there's been some set piece. Scrum is good from Taranaki. It's a lot harder for a pushover scrum than it is a line-out drive. Tuahalafihi out of the back. Tuahalafihi does it on its own. Try is awarded. Taranaki in front.
Oh, they're on their feet here at Euro Stadium. Rightly so. Tuahalafihi, his fifth try. Probably his most important one of 2016. The scrum was solid, so he decided to go on his own. He had to look up, the defence was behind, so he had a few yards go forward, and then he's big, he's strong, and he got himself low, and that is worth celebrating, Taranaki.
He has job shared this season with Yopu Aso, but every time he has played, and that was his fifth start tonight, he has carried well. He has been one of the big forces in terms of metres gained in this Taranaki side. And another big night at the office for Tuahalafihi. Marty McKenzie now adds the extras. Can he? Yes, he can. That is the game. And Auckland are out of the playoffs. Taranaki secure a home semi-final.
How about the support? How about the appreciation of the home fans? There is not a person sitting down in Euro Stadium
the emotion is real. Reece Marshall and Johnny Foley embrace, and Auckland cut dejected figures. All smiles on the home fans' faces. We'll take a short break, be back with all the reaction after this.